Hello MBA Healthcare, my name is Ziegweid and this is my introductory video. First, a quick background about who I am, what I've been doing with my life. For the past 12 years, I've been working mostly in healthcare IT as an implementation consultant and a support analyst. If you look at my resume, I've also done a lot of other interesting, diverse things in my life, everything from studying viruses and insects, doing QA for a dairy, teaching microbiology part-time at the community college, and working for the health department. For the past 6 years, my career focus has been working with electronic medical records. Okay, next question. The most challenging client experience I've had and how did I resolve this? So I relayed this story to Mitch on the phone, and I'll go over it with you. So the scenario is, I was at a go live, and there was a nurse practitioner who was clearly struggling with the application, really falling behind in her schedule, struggling, very frustrated, very unhappy. She was literally in tears. So the first thing I did is I went to the clinical admin and I said, look, we need to reduce this individual's schedule even more than we already have. The next thing I did is I went to the individual and I said, look, I am going to help you get through this. I am going to sit down after the clinic closes. We are going to go through documenting all of your patients' visits for the day. And that's what we did. The first day we were there until over 9 o'clock at night. Next day, same thing. She fell behind. She was still frustrated. I gave her support as I could, both with the application and emotionally. And for the rest of the week, that's what we did. At the end of the day, when the clinic closed, I sat down and we documented, we made sure that all of her patients, their visit was documented for that day. And by the end of the week, I did see a lot of improvement. She felt much more at ease. She was a lot less frustrated. She was still a little bit slow, but there was a lot of improvement there. What made that so challenging was that this user was so clearly frustrated, and I really just don't like to see that. The other thing about situations like this, whenever you have a challenging situation or something isn't working well, a lot of times you see this at a go live, it's very stressful, is I always like to see this as a learning opportunity. You know, what could have been done to make this situation better for that individual? Probably in this case, more training, even some remedial computer training might have been helpful, but I always look at that as an opportunity to improve the process as much as I can. The next question, what makes me great about what I do? Well, I think I have this intrinsic drive just to do well and succeed at everything that I do, whether that's being an implementation consultant or being a better hiker or a better cook or pretty much anything that I do. I always like to learn new things and I always want to improve myself. I think this comes from my mother, who was a great role model. She was a single mother and also a very successful pharmacist, and it was sort of pounded into every fiber of my being, not literally, metaphorically speaking, you know, that I needed to do well. So I have sort of this intrinsic pride, I guess, that drives me to be successful. What do I do outside of work? My favorite activities? Well, I am an avid hiker and backpacker, and I'm lucky in that I get to integrate my favorite activities with volunteer work. So I do a lot of volunteer work with the Nature Conservancy, doing field work with them. I've done over 20 trail building events with the Arizona Trail Association, and I also lead hiking and backpacking trips with some of our local hiking clubs here in Tucson. And I do other volunteer work as well. I think that's very important for me to be a part of my community, involves volunteering in the community. That's it. Thanks for watching.